Welcome back to Brent Saying. I'm Brent Barnett. This is another episode in our ongoing Nothing But Options series, and today we're focusing on 2 up, 2 down, which is 2 rack toms, 2 floor toms, a kick and snare. Now I'm going to create a cymbal setup that I like, and I'm going to keep it that way throughout the entire segment. I'm also going to show a couple different tom placement variations, but while everything up top looks the same, everything on the ground is going to change throughout the entire video. What we're focusing on here is how adaptable Gibraltar hardware is to help you create or customize your kit. Here we have a basic 6-piece drum set. 2 toms, 2 floor toms, kick and snare, 2 crashes, ride cymbal, and hi-hats. This is a basic stock setup right out of the box. I'm going to set up a number of cymbals in a certain configuration, and I'm going to show you a variety of options you can use to achieve that exact same result every single time. In option G, I chose to use 2 of the stealth side racks, the GSSMS, 1 on each side, and the reason for this is because there's a lot of you guys that love playing racks. You love the stealth side rack in particular because it's very low profile, it's very compact, and it can be carried very easily. This serves all the same functions of a rack, of a bigger rack, but it's just stealth. It serves you very nicely. I was able to keep everything up top the same, but the bottom is different. So I decided to change up the scenery on the hi-hat side of the drum set. This is the first time in this video that you have seen a rack on the hi-hat side. It has a lot of benefits. So let's start with my core. My rack tom is mounted directly out of the front leg of the rack. I'm using a single tom mount, and my main crash is mounted with a short boom out of the back clamp of the single tom mount. Then I've got my side crash and my splash mounted to the horizontal bar using a long boom to get the height that I needed. Now you guys have seen the floor tom side before. This is the floor tom side of option D. I've got my 12-inch rack and my main crash being mounted out of the front T-leg. My ride cymbal and side crash are both mounted to the crossbar, and then my china is mounted out of the back leg. So a cool little route that you can go down when you have a rack or when you're playing with racks is the no-leg route. This actually cleans up your floor space even more than it already is. What I did with this little setup is I've got the same setup, but I swapped my snare stand out for a no-leg snare stand and my hi-hat stand out for a no-leg hi-hat stand. I connected my snare stand to the front leg of the rack, and then I connected my hi-hat stand to the crossbar of the rack. Now for the no-leg snare stand, I used 2 different components. I used the mini T-leg, which is the GSMTL. This comes on the actual stealth rack. And I used the bent bar that comes on the stealth rack, the SC-GPRSBAR. I connected that to the front leg, and it's really cool with the bent bar because the bent bar will go over a double pedal arm. The no-leg hi-hat stand was attached to the rack using the SC-EA100. It's a 10 to 12-inch extension arm that has a rotating clamp on the very end, so it grabs right onto the hi-hat and it'll attach directly to the rack using a multi-clamp.